Hey guys, welcome back to Enter the Atmosphere. I'm Jeff Huskins, your host. This week we got some big news to tell you about our buddy Wolfgang Van Halen. They went #1, woohoo, on the rock charts on Billboard. And we're going to break down his song, Take a Bow. It's something. Hang tight. Alright guys, welcome back. So, this is really cool. The song Take a Bow, which is a song on the new album, Mammoth 2, Wolfgang decided to play the solo, as you guys have probably heard, play the solo using Frankenstein, using his dad's original head and original cabinet that he used on all the early Van Halen stuff. Man, it's something else special. We're going to break down this whole song today. It's a long song. It's one of the longest songs on the record. It's like 6 minutes and 40 seconds, something like that. But we're going to go through it, just all the different things. A lot of elements to it. Had a lot of fun with this one. Let's get over to Pro Tools. All right, I'm just going to play, well, heck, I'm just going to play the solo from the solo, and then we'll go from there. Y'all ready? Hang on. Yeah, that's insane. What a solo. Good job, buddy. Man, killed that one. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Here we are back at my template. You're familiar with this. We'll just kind of go through it real quick and then get to the crazy stuff, because that's the fun stuff. Drums here. There's an 808 on there. All that stuff's going to the drum sub as usual, which comes back to our up mixer. Filling the room up. Good old Nugent Halo up mix there. So, all right. Then we're going to come here after drums. We got bass doing the trick, the double trick, in the front and the back as objects. Then we got a few piano parts. These red parts from here to here. Keyboard parts. Some pretty cool stuff going on here. Solo those. It's cool. And there's a little bridge section where they do this kind of little thing. And that's like a double part. So what I did there is I took one side, panned it hard left, and then unlinked them, and then panned the other one hard right, but to the back of the room a little bit. So it's kind of doing this thing with the two pianos, and it just kind of gives it more depth that way. It fills up the room. Same thing going on in this other part, doing the same kind of trick with the lower and the high part, and then the chords are right in the middle and high. All right, there's acres of guitars. Everything in this lighter shade here is all part of the solo. He's got a Drake going in on his amp into the famous 5150 amp head and all that crazy stuff going on there. And then there's some delays, some verb and delay. And then he's got a little harmony part he plays at the end. That's the solo section. And then all the other guitars are great too. This is really cool. I really dig this clean sound. It's got that thing kind of like the Strymon blue sky kind of sound. That's what I call it. But the intro, it's like this. It's cool. A little softer, not crunching it quite as hard. There's a lot of thought that went into this record because he's constantly making it build. It, you can see how just that part alone builds. It starts off in the intro and into the first verse. Then when it comes into the second verse, it's more crunchy. A little attitude in that building. It's very cool. Now we get to his main guitar parts. These are always he calls it mains and calls it quads. The mains here are just doing a little pulsating thing. And it's closer to the chorus. It goes to, and he adds in the other one. So we got those going on, and then you have this. That's killer. So then we'll get into the second chorus.
You're wrong at the right time, save me.
Cool. So now, so he's got this whole thing, this building all the way through, and the main thing with this record is to put things in a spot to where when he's building those parts, that they come in and they fill up the room gradually. So the song starts off where it's more up front, a little bit in the sides, and as it goes, try to make it to where the whole song kind of fills up the room. It just gets bigger and bigger. So it's not just big right out of the gate. It's big by the time he gets to that solo. It's massive, and then the solo just takes it to the next place. But all right, what everybody wants to hear. Here we go. The soloed with just his effects on it. That's it. I'm coming at you. That's awesome. So, what a cool way to, carry on the legacy of your dad. That's pretty neat, man. Amazing solo, amazing sound, and it's cool because it's reminiscent of him, but it's also got your thing on it, man, and you ought to be proud. It's really, really great. So, break that down. This song's got a few little crazy effects and things that are kind of fun. We did some neat things and a little bit of movement. Again, this is one of those acts, one of those things. You're not looking for crazy things just running around the room and stuff. You want it just to, it has to have a purpose, because everything this guy does in every record that he makes has a purpose. This is well calculated. A lot of time went into this record, and he just, you know, so it takes the same thing when you're mixing it, to make sure we keep the integrity of the two mix and take it into a new space and make it just bigger. But this. So that's pretty cool. It's got a little crazy little effect that slides through the room.
Lost in darkness, did you forget what you're fighting for?
It's pretty cool. And those things they're not really moving much. It's a ping pong delay. It's about midway back in the room on his vocal with a crazy effect on it. Yeah, that's cool. So that's basically his vocal kind of doing a reverse thing, pulling it through the room. Play it again. Yeah, that's sweet. And the way I did that, did it by hand. Here you go, check this out. If you notice, I brought it in the room and I kind of took it back, and then right at the tail just brought it in just a little bit. And I found when you do that, it makes your ear just go, oh. A lot of times you'll lose those things in the back of the room. If you move them in just a little bit, it causes your ear to catch it and stay with it all the way to the end. So it gives it a little bit more dramatic effect, but that's what we did on that. So now let's get to some of these vocals. Amazing as always, and play a little bit of a chorus. It's got really cool harmonies. And
Lost in darkness, did you forget what you're fighting for?
It's cool. The last chorus here is...
No! I'm not going back! I'm not going back! I'm not going back!
Cracks me up, because if you've ever seen Wolfie in interviews and stuff, he's so, you know, very well-mannered, nice young man, and he talks real, you know, he's soft-spoken a little bit and just real polite, and then, you know, then that comes out of him, so it's pretty cool. He's got a little angst in him. I love it. There's one other guitar part that I really dig. This is cool. Check this out. This is kind of got that little wah-wah thing going on. Yeah, Jason. And all those counter melodies and stuff like that, that's so cool that, you know, a lot of guys don't go to that depth. There's bands that do, but for an individual to be making these records all by himself, it's pretty impressive. So, all right, guys, well, that's Wolfgang Van Halen's Take a Bow. If you haven't heard the new album, it's out on iTunes and or Apple Music, and you can check it out. An amazing piece of work, and I'm proud to have been able to mix it in Dolby Atmos, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to sign up, subscribe, click the bell. Appreciate you guys. We're growing fast. Things are going good. I'm going to keep bringing material like this and as long as I can. And everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Don't forget, subscribe and click the bell down below, and make sure you get notified for all of our upcoming episodes here at Enter the Atmosphere.